A.J. Brown traded. Myles Garrett traded. Russell Wilson not going to be a Jet. How we feeling, my friend?
I'm feeling like the Jets are in a better position right now than they were an hour and a half ago. That's all I'm going to
say. Well, let's start with the A.J. Brown trade, because that literally happened as our intro was playing. Here are the details of the trade. Not that anyone is truly surprised, but the Patriots and the Eagles, they've been having discussions on an A.J. Brown deal, and then it has happened. Adam Schefter saying that the Eagles are trading A.J. Brown to the Patriots for a 2028 first-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick. That is the better of New England's two fits. The deal has been speculated on for weeks and is now finally happening. So A.J. Brown to the Pats, him and Mike Vrabel getting reunited. We knew this was coming. What are your thoughts on A.J. Brown's fit in New England?
Listen, man, I really don't think this is a good trade for the Patriots. I really don't. I think A.J. Brown is in some ways a locker room headache at times, can be somewhat of a me guy. I mean, if you can't get along with Jalen Hurts, who you going to get along with? I mean, that guy's just all about the team. He's all about winning. He seemed to really not get along with many people there in Philadelphia. He's been traded yet again, a little bit of a malcontent, and you're giving up a first rounder and more. I mean, I know it's a 2028, so that bodes better for New England than a 2027, usually, especially considering the draft class that everyone's projecting for 2027. But I don't like this trade for the Patriots. I really don't. I thought you could have given up a third, maybe a second, a first rounder for A.J. Brown. I mean, I know he's only 28. I think he's set to turn 29 next month or at the end of this month. But I'm not a fan of getting a wide receiver going on what now, his third team, who's had, I don't want to say off the field issues, but he's been somewhat of a locker room liability. And I don't know if this helps New England become a better team. Yeah, might it help them in a 1 year, 2 year window? Yeah, but we see what happens with guys like Stephon Diggs and players of that sort of ilk that are, getting into their 30s, semi-declining. A.J. Brown had barely over 1,000 yards the last 2 years, and he's had some injury, some injury issues too. It's better for us as Jets fans. I love this. Give up a first rounder. Go ahead. Bring in a player who's going to be 30 years old next season, who's had locker room problems. Let's see if Mike Vrabel's able to keep that locker room together. This has been speculated on, Jake, but I really don't think this is not a good trade for New England. I'm not just saying that as a Jets fan. I really don't think it is.
Look, I just think A.J. Brown is still very, very good, and he'll be on his best behavior for the first year. So he gives them an explosive playmaker. You could throw down the sideline with him. You could throw over the middle with him. He's more explosive than Stephon Diggs is. So I get why New England did this. And again, a 2028 first-round pick. The Patriots windows right now with Drake May and his rookie deal. So I get why they did this. That said, he's 28 and we'll see. I mean, if anyone can handle him though, it's Mike Vrabel, who obviously has a relationship with him. So I think that's a big part of why this deal got done.
Yeah, man. I'm just curious with all this stuff going on with New England this offseason. I'm curious how that locker room is going to hold together, because I was listening to something Albert Breer had said a few weeks ago, basically saying that Vrabel doesn't seem to be the same Vrabel. He doesn't have the same moxie. He seems to be a little bit more timid, not as up in your face and confrontational as he usually is. I'm curious how that locker room is going to be. How tight knit are they going to be able to overcome all the murmurs of this past offseason? Now you're bringing in someone like A.J. Brown. I get what you're saying makes total sense. They just went to the Super Bowl. Literally, they were in the Super Bowl a few months ago. But Jake, I think this game is beyond just a wide receiver one. I think when you're looking at building, and I think New England's still building, I don't know if this is the right move for them. I wouldn't have made it if I was in their position. I wouldn't have gave up a first rounder. I would maybe think about it too, but I'm not Mr. I love my wide receiver ones about to be 30 years old that have had issues in the past giving up first rounders. When has it ever really worked? I always feel like it always is like, all right, A.J. Brown's going to be there for a couple of years, and then he'll have problems in New England, and then they're going to look to move him, and they're going to end up trading him for a 4th or 5th round pick in a few years. But I could be wrong. Just my opinion, obviously.
Kevin with a super chat. AJ Brown or not, the Pats still mid. Knicks in 6, baby. Kevin is focused on the Knicks. And you know what? I don't blame you, Kevin. You are in our raffle for 2. Let's go, baby. Go New York. Go New York. Go.
Say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
All right, Asmaniacs, listen up for a second. No matter what you're watching, whether it's New York sports or any game you didn't plan on caring about, there's no better way to stay locked in than with PrizePicks. It's daily fantasy made simple. You're just picking more or less on player projections. That's it. No complicated lineups, no nonsense. Just you versus the numbers. And here's why I love it. Even if it's a game you normally wouldn't care about, once you got a lineup going, you're locked in. Every play matters, every drive matters, every at-bat matters. I've been mixing sports too. Maybe a little football, throwing some baseball, maybe some basketball, and now you've got action across the board all night, and PrizePicks makes it even better with features like early cash outs if your picks are hitting, the ability to mix multiple sports in one lineup, and you can even see what other people are playing and tail their picks. So if you haven't tried it yet, what are you doing? Download the PrizePicks app right now. Use code HMA. That's HMA, and you'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, it's HMA on PrizePicks. PrizePicks, where it always feels good to be right. By the way, Knick fans, for those of you who didn't catch our first show, today's raffle prize is awesome. It's a signed Spreewell jersey in honor of the Knicks taking on the Spurs. Rematch of the 1999 NBA Finals. So make sure you enter throughout the show for your chance to win. Hit the like button, comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Obviously, we start with the A.J. Brown news because the Jets now will see him twice a year. Frankie, the other big deal that happened today in football, how about the Cleveland Browns out of nowhere?
Wild, man.
Myles Garrett to the Los Angeles Rams. So the Rams get Myles Garrett. The Browns get Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round pick. So now Cleveland has 2 first-round picks in the upcoming draft. They got a 2028 second and a 2029 third. What was your initial reaction to the details of Myles Garrett joining the Los Angeles Rams?
I thought it was AI at first. And then I was thinking, what's Cleveland doing? I get the compensation to a degree, but why are you not looking for more first rounders? It's Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett's as good of an edge player, Jake, as this game's ever seen. And I'm not saying that lightly. He's right up there. If you want to say athletically speaking or as a specimen, as an edge, he might be right up there top 2 or 3. Maybe some people think he's the most talented edge all time. And the numbers support that to a degree. Why wouldn't, I mean, I'd be thinking at least two ones, maybe even 3 ones. That's how good I think Myles Garrett is. Now, Jared Verse, he was the 24 defensive rookie of the year, has been pretty damn good, but he's not like a perennial 10 sack guy. At 4.5 his first year, Verse 7.5 last year. I thought Cleveland would probably want a few ones out of this, especially if they're rebuilding. Is Cleveland really good? Are you able to equal Myles Garrett with Jared Verse, a 2027 first, Jake, a second and a third rounder? Like, is that going to equal the production or the impact that is Myles Garrett? I didn't see the vision from Cleveland's perspective. Now, Myles Garrett did probably obviously want it out. He exercises no trade clause. I think this is a slam dunk for the Rams, man. I mean, that Rams team is as good as any team in football next year. And don't kid yourself on that. If Matt Stafford could stay healthy, they might be there right up until the end.
Another all-in move for the Rams, clearly.
Totally.
I just question the Ty Simpson pick. You know, you think back to their offseason.
Totally.
They're all in besides that one. You know, you don't think they could benefit from having Kenyon Sadiq in that offense right now or one of these receivers? Like, you're all in. You just made the move to get Myles Garrett. You traded away a really good young player in Jared Verse. He's not Garrett. I thought Cleveland could have got more than what they did. I know Verse is really good, but I would have wanted more draft capital than what they got. Like, I just traded away arguably the best non-quarterback in the sport. I feel like Cleveland could have gotten more. That said, I understand it, what they're trying to do. You either have a quarterback or you don't. They obviously don't in Cleveland right now. From a Jet perspective, though, Frankie, Cleveland, add them to the list of teams the Jets are going to be battling to get a franchise quarterback in the draft next year. They now have 2 first-round picks, and obviously the Rams pick is not going to be very high. It could be pick 32, but still 2 first-round picks for Cleveland. Add them to the list of teams that are in the running for these top QBs, and it does make that Week 5 game, Jets-Browns, a heck of a lot easier when you don't have to worry about Myles Garrett anymore.
You're damn right about that, Jake. Those are straight facts, my man. And then it makes you think about the Sauce Gardner trade. How great does that look right now, right? 2 first-rounders for Sauce. I mean, that's a corner. That's not an edge position either. You're looking at a position that's not as valuable. So you're literally taking probably the best defensive player in the NFL. Actually, I would say is the best player in the NFL on defense, impactful wise, or probably overall too. And you're only getting a first rounder. I know Jared Verse is probably also worth a first rounder, but you're looking right there at like 2 1s, a 2 and a 3. I mean, we got 2 1s for Sauce Gardner, and then we got another one with Quinnen. So kind of shows you the stuff that Muji kind of pulled off last year in season, mind you. It's pretty impressive. I don't think the Browns got any better, and I don't know what that GM's doing. I really don't know. I think Andrew Berry's. I think this is probably, if this move, Jared Verse doesn't have a really big year, and they're not in a real advantageous spot, they are not going to let him go into 2027 with 2 first rounders. You got to be kidding me. He'll be out of there fast. His year probably comes down to how does the quarterback room look and how is Jared Verse going to perform, or else he's probably going to be out of there.
What a day in the NFL. June 1st, you got a Myles Garrett blockbuster. You get the official A.J. Brown deal. And then there's some other things that happened today, like Russell Wilson finalizing a deal to join CBS Sports. Thank God. Thank God. I did not want him on the Jets. I wish you well, Russell. You can enjoy working out of that 57th Street studio on 10th Ave here in Manhattan. Enjoy it. Hang out with whoever, Nate Burleson, who's ever on the desk these days, Bill Cowher. I wanted nothing to do with Russell Wilson as the Jet backup quarterback, so I'm glad that he's going to TV.
Yeah, I am too, man. I am too. I mean, once he came out and said, the Jets gave me an offer, but I'm weighing a TV deal. Like, all right, I was on your show. You asked me about that. I'm like, are you serious? Like, why would you say that the Jets offered you a deal, but you're weighing a TV deal? If I was Muji at that point, I'd be like, you know what? Take the TV deal. You're lucky we're even offering you a deal. So, yeah, I don't want Russell Wilson anywhere a part of one Jets drive in that locker room. I don't want him anywhere a part of that. And it's funny enough, this offseason, it seems like that Giants locker room's a little bit all over the place. So more news. They brought in Odell Beckham today. Another great guy for that locker room, I'm sure. So the Jets, we're sitting in silence here, Jake. Everyone around us is kind of doing some shoddy things, and we're just kind of, We're crawling through, man. We're crawling through, slow and steady. We're gonna get there, man.
The Giants are running a retirement home. I mean, what they did today: Braxton Berrios, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Odell Beckham Jr. didn't play last year, all on the same day they signed.
Honestly, that's unbelievable. That's like turn off injuries in Madden and let it fly kind of wide receiving core right there. I don't know what they're doing, man. I really don't. I know they need some receivers, but I don't know if that's the right move there. Juju's career is interesting because if you look at top receiving yards before the age of, before the age of 21 or 22, I mean, he's up there. I saw a list the other day. It's like Juju, and then it's like Julio, and it's Calvin Johnson, and it's Jerry Rice, and like Juju Schuster's on the list. Crazy how good he was early on in his career and sort of how those injuries sort of caught up to him. But yeah, I mean, Odell Beckham's been washed for how long, man? I don't see any value in any of those things. But
I don't understand the Beckham signing. Seeing Giants fans, especially the younger ones, react the way they have.
Yeah, they love Odell, man.
I mean, they love Odell. He obviously had some great years before they traded him and it fell apart and all that. He's been injured, but man, you would have think the Giants brought in like a reincarnated version of like Jerry Rice based on how some of these people online have acted today. I don't even think Odell makes their team week one. If Malik Neighbors is healthy, I don't think there's a spot for Beckham. And honestly, Berrios or Smith-Schuster might be better at this stage than Odell. Odell has not been relevant in years in the NFL.
Odell his last 5 years, he had 319 yards in 20, 232 yards in 21, Then he went to the Rams. So it's 2 years. So it's 305 with the Rams, 565. And then in 24, he played in a few games. He had 55 yards. I mean, he hasn't had over 1,000 yards since 2019. And in 2019 and 18, he only had barely over 1,000 yards, 1,035. I mean, listen, there haven't been many receivers as good as Odell his first 2 years. He's right up there, top 5 best, rookie and sophomore years the NFL seen. Right up there, top 5, top 10 for sure. After that, the injuries got him, man. I mean, I always tell people, Jake, and a little bit of an odd point, but when your game is so predicated on speed and twitch like Odell's was, I mean, the difference between someone getting their hands on you on a slant, a corner, and not is sometimes literally you're talking about a half inch to an inch, whether or not you grab cloth or not. Once he lost that little bit of extra twitch, he wasn't Odell anymore. That's it. That's why these guys in the NFL, man, if you don't keep that same twitch and burst, football's a game of inches for a reason. It's whether the safety can get his hands on you, Jake, or not. And when Odell lost that, I told people, Odell's doing nothing in Cleveland. You're not going to hear about this guy for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen a fan base react to a guy who didn't play in the league last year and has not had more than 50 catches in a season since 2019. It's crazy. I mean, the last time we saw Odell play, he was appearing in 9 games with the Miami Dolphins. He had 9 catches on 18 targets. The year prior to that, so 2023, with the Ravens, that's where he formed the relationship with John Harbaugh. 35 catches for 565 yards and 3 touchdowns. That was several years ago. So my prediction is he doesn't make the team. He's done.
Well, if you remember last year, Harbaugh and the Ravens did bring him in. They had brought him in for a visit at some point, and there was speculation that the Ravens were going to sign Odell last year. So those relationship or that thought between John and whomever in terms of bringing in Odell, obviously, kept a foot here with that signing, because I thought the Ravens were going to sign Odell last year, and I think last minute they pulled out for whatever reason. So, but yeah, man, I've thought Odell's been washed. I remember when we were rumored to get him, we almost got him a few years ago, right? I mean, Rodgers here, we almost I think Connor Hughes was reporting about that, right? That it was basically with Douglas, it was basically like done. And they were waiting on something, but yeah.
I mean, I thought it was done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
what a day, Jake.
Yeah. What a day.
Odell Beckham, Myles Garrett, A.J. Brown. I mean, I don't know, man. This, if 2 or 3 years ago, you start a Madden team with these guys, forget it, bro. I mean, this is as good as you could get. Hall of Fame worthy.
It's just crazy that all this is happening on the same day. But congrats to all the Giants fans who are thrilled with the return of OBJ. Super chat from Joe, who says Pats fans are acting like they got Randy Moss in 07 again. Look, at least a Pat fan being excited as much as I hate the Patriot
makes
fans.
sense.
Like, A.J. Brown's still really good. Odell stinks.
Yeah. When's the last time Odell Beckham had over 100 yards receiving? I was trying to look. It has to have been over 5 years ago. Definitely. I'd put money on that. I'd definitely put money on that. By the way, somebody in the chat said, I'll make a bet. I want to make a bet with the Asmaniacs, but we have to be a little bit fair here, right? So I'll do something if this doesn't happen, but don't make it crazy because this is kind of wild, right? So somebody said, why are you talking smack about Jared Verse? He's going to be a lot better than David Bailey will ever be. All right, fair enough. I'll make you a deal. I'm going to bet David Bailey has more sacks as a rookie or equal or more sacks as a rookie than Jared Verse had last year, 7.5. I was going to go with year 1 and 2, but that's 12 sacks. That's a lot. But Jake, what bet can I make that if Bailey doesn't have over 7.5 sacks, I have to do something on the show or show up in some way? And then if he does, you have to send me another shirt, Jets shirt. Deal? Or one of the prizes. Can we make a bet?
All right. That works for me.
Okay. So one of the prizes I get if he has over 7.5 sacks. If not, I'll do, I don't know. You guys come up with something there.
We already got you wearing a Speedo on July 11th in Atlantic City. I mean,
Someone says don't return. I'll retire. Oh, that's mean.
If you're watching live, hit the like button. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We're recapping a flurry of moves today in the NFL. Myles Garrett traded. A.J. Brown traded. Russell Wilson at TV. The Giants signing any old wide receiver. Amani Toomer was signed to a 1-year deal as well. I don't know if you were paying attention. Sam with a super chat. God, Frankie, shut up on Bailey already.
Listen, you all have no idea what we're in store for with this guy. We're going to be sitting here, hopefully all of us in 3 years, talking about how this guy is just, one of the best defensive players in the NFL. We'll just wait. Remember Big Daddy Frankie told you, remember?
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.